So, Duncan, it's February. We're barely into 2025. But let's have a little look at what's ahead in 2025. What's still to come? What are we looking forward to this year? I thought, let's break this down into 3 categories. So, category 1, confirmed. We've got a date and we know when the album is due. Category 2, unconfirmed on the date,
All right,
but we know there is something coming.
cool.
Category 3, the wish list. What hasn't been mentioned at all, but we would love to see in 2025.
I like it. I like it. I like
All right.
it, Dave. I like it.
So let's begin. Confirmed. Now we are like end February right now, so I'm going to start for March. I feel like March is like
March feels like a safe bet.
a good place to start. Start of March. The start of March is actually fairly strong. There's one we've reviewed already. The review is still to drop. It's the new Rage and Speedhorn album.
Right,
It's called Nightwolf.
Speed Home.
Spoiler, it's really good.
It is really good. Yeah, we both liked it.
It comes out on the 7th of March. Also dropping on the 7th, we've got the new Whitechapel album,
This is
Hymns and
Hymns.
Dissonance.
Oh, hymns and dissonance. Cool.
Yeah, on Metal Blade Records. Always been a big fan of Whitechapel. Love the earlier stuff more than the later stuff for me, but looking forward to hearing this one as well. Spirit Box, Tsunami Sea.
Well, I'm prepared to check it out. I'm not. Spirit Box are a band that I think I should probably like more than I actually do.
Yeah. The Wild Hearts, just threw it in there for a little
Why?
bit.
Like, let's not entertain Paul fucking Kearney here.
Just to see your face. Satanic Rites of the Wild Hearts out on the 7th of March. And the other one I had was The Gift is a Curse. It's called Air. It's a kind of blackened sludge hardcore band. Maybe a little review on the cards for us for that one as well.
Interesting.
So that's like beginning of March. Pretty strong. Moving on to kind of middle of March, we've got a new Coheed and Cambria album.
Could be interesting. I've not listened to him in a wee while, so
Yeah. Again, like, listened to them a long time ago and then kind of been dipping in and out over the years, but we'll see. One that I'm really looking forward to is the new album from SOM, S-O-M, Let the Light In, which is out on the 14th on Pelagic.
Oh yes, Dave.
Loved that last album, so really looking forward to hearing the new SOM release. I'm kind of like, there was a band we reviewed maybe 2-3 years ago called Night, N-I-T-E.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They were kind of like blackened heavy metal band. We actually reviewed the album with the guys from Heavy Matters. We did like a joint.
That's right.
kind of
I
review.
remember that. Yeah.
And it was one that, like, when we reviewed it, we were like kind of like, yeah, it was good, but there was some kind of negatives about it as well. And then afterwards, it was one that I kind of came back to more than I was expecting for some reason. I ended up actually really enjoying the album, but they've got a new album coming out. It's called Cult of the Serpent Sun. It's out on the 14th of March as well. So I think it's Season of Mist putting that one out. And then we've got some Arkansas sludge from Rake coming out on the 14th as well. The Return of Magic, which is out on Relapse Records. We've also got, on the 21st of March, we've got the new Bloodywood album.
So this is coming to me today. So
Yes.
I don't know if you prompted them to send it to me because it came in and I was like, that usually comes from Dave. Is this spam? Should I open it? It's got the greatest name ever for an album. I love these guys because they're very playful.
Yeah. New Delhi.
Yeah, but it's NU.
In New Delhi. Yeah, we reviewed the last albums. I thought, well, we can maybe follow up and check out what they've got to offer on this.
I think I
second
scored
album.
it higher than everyone, the previous album, because I'm more amenable to what they had in there, which was at times levels of baby metal. They've now collabed with baby metal, so
Yeah.
we get to talk about that, and you get to talk about baby metal, which will make me very happy because I know how much you dislike baby metal, so
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Interested to hear that. Also got another album coming out from Imperial Triumphant on the 21st of March
How are we
called
feeling about that?
Gold Star. It's called. I don't know. I'm really confused about this band.
Mm-hmm.
There are moments where I hear Imperial Triumphant. I'm like, yes, I could get on board with that. I can get down with that shit. And then other tracks I hear and I'm like, no, that is not for me. What? And I don't know. I
Get
just
jiggy with this shit.
I do not know what to do with this band. I really don't. It's coming out on the 21st on Century Media. I don't know. Thoughts, feelings on that one?
I'm kind of similar to you. Like, I think, I mean, they're jazz in the truest sense. I think they're designed almost to be impenetrable, so there will always be a moment where you can hold on to something, but not for long.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if anyone would hand on heart say that they like a full Imperial Triumphant album.
Possibly. We've also got Calluses coming out. Are releasing a new album on the 21st. It's called Fleshy Waves of Probability. Kind of progressive sludge band. So I've quite enjoyed the singles they've put out so far. New Cradle of Filth on the 21st as well, if you're into Cradle of Filth. The Screaming of the Valkyries out on Napalm Records. Throne, they've got a new album coming out on the 21st. That Who Sat Upon Him. I think we reviewed the last one, kind of death metal band, but it was pretty good as well. The big one on the 21st that I'm looking forward to is Spirit World.
Oh, welcome to Hell Dorado, Dave.
What an album title. That last album was...
I still listen to it. I still go back to it. And like absolutely fucking slaps.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just a riff album. It's just like the entire album is just fucking incredible riffs.
Yeah. This one has potential. What I've heard so far, this has potential. I love the whole kind of like country western kind of slant.
They're really leaning into it. They've totally leaned into it.
So that's on the 21st on Century Media. End of March, we've got Alien Weaponry out with a new album.
Well, that'd be interesting.
On Napalm Records, it's called Terra. Arch Enemy, Blood Dynasty, also out on the 28th of March.
We're pussyfooting around here. There's one album.
No, there's two albums. Hold on.
There's one album though.
Jive Bomb, Ethereal. I mean,
it's going to be great. It's like we're not taking anything away from it. It's going to be fucking great. But there's going to be one album that sucks all the oxygen out of it.
Yeah.
So
28th of March, Duncan. What's coming out?
Townsend. The brand new album, the studio albums. No?
I was thinking
the new
something
Ministry album? The Squirrely Years Revisited? No?
Thinking something a little more.
Under Oath have a new album out called The Place After This One. It's on Monarch.
Something a wee bit more Norwegian inspired, maybe?
The Darkness? Dreams on Toast.
The Darkness. What's the
album
album title?
It's got Dreams on Toast.
Dreams on Toast. Amazing.
Fuck it. And the stuff they've released is fucking an affront to everything. It's shite. And I'm speaking as someone that saw them, 2 Christmases ago, and it was fucking incredible. And all the goodwill has been burned up now. Fuck that shit.
No, we are, of course, talking about the new album from Death Heaven, which drops on the 28th. Lonely People with Power. Out on Roadrunner Records.
Bizarre one.
Yeah.
But I will take it.
Yeah. That's my March kind of highlights. Anything else?
No, that was the ones I had marked down there. Everything else, to be honest with you, there's things that I will check out, like the new Foxy Shazam. I will check that out because I have a passing interest and I do like their... once again, not a band that I love every album of, but there are stuff in there that I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dead Rabbits has a new album as well, which I don't mind them. I think they're alright. And we'll probably, because only I'm getting emails every other day, check out the new Pop Evil album, which whoever is doing their PR, you don't sleep. And like they're not paying you enough because it's literally everywhere I fucking turn at the moment, and I ain't a big fan. So, but I will check it out because someone is telling me I should check that shit out. So.
Okay, that's fair. Moving into April, start of April, I've got a lot of death metal here. Benediction, I've got a new album coming out on the 4th old school death metal legends, Ravage of Empires out on Nuclear Blast. We've got the new Bleed From Within, Zenith out on
That could be interesting.
I know.
A band that I consistently think are going to release something that just like grabs me by the balls, and it's never happened yet. But they have all the potential is there. For whatever reason, they just haven't been able to put it together for me.
I feel like I want to get behind them because of obvious reasons. However, I don't know. They just every album just kind of sits at this one.
They have
stage,
they have a level,
and I wish it would just go up above that. We'll see what happens in this one. We've also got a Legion dropping a new album, the Ossuary Lens, out on the 4th of April on Metal Blade. That should be interesting as well. 11th of April, the new Mesa album is out. The Spin. Really looking forward to hearing that. Loved the last album. This one's on, I think this is Metal Blade. Was it Metal Blade before as well? I can't remember.
I didn't think they were on Metal Blade before. They are on Metal Blade now, though.
Yeah. Love Mesa. Also got the new Cabal album out on the 11th. Everything Rots on Nuclear Blast. Do you remember? I never get this band's name right. Henjamang.
Henjamang.
You reviewed their.
I remember Henjamang.
Henjamang. You reviewed their last album. Just love saying that.
Thing is, it's there now. And if that comes into review, it's just going to be us howling for 5 minutes before we can speak.
They're kind of Norwegian, kind of stoner heavy metal band. They've got a new album called Satanic Panic Attack out on the 11th of April.
What's the name of the band again?
Henjamang. Moving on into
literally 10 years old here, honestly.
Look at this end of April. Look at the fucking albums at the end of April.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
There's no need. All right, Machine Head's in there. I'll just mention it now. Get out of the way.
I also want to mention we ain't reviewing it. I said this last time and then we ended up doing it. I've already said to Dave, no. So
what about for the shits and gigs, dog?
No, because you said that was what was going to happen last time, and there was no shits. There was plenty of shits on it, but there was no gigs.
No gigs, right? Okay.
How many times you went back to that previous album?
Fucking 0 times.
Didn't I fucking call it? There we go.
Unatoned out on the 25th on Nuclear Blast Records.
We don't even know if that's how it's pronounced because they keep using the silly those.
Unattuned. We've also got a new Caliban album on the 25th.
Interesting. Like, I don't think I've listened to them in a decade, so I am curious to see what Caliban sounds like. Very much like Bleeding Through. They were the German Bleeding Through. I'm very curious to hear what these sound like in 2025.
Yeah. Back from Hell, it's called. Also, 25th of April, Conan Violence Dimension.
Greatest name for an album ever.
Oh.
Like we were sitting on that.
We have
for
been.
like a couple of months, just going like, we want to tell everyone. I want to tell everyone. I want to tell my wife, and she doesn't even know who Conan is. Wait till I tell you the thing that I'm not supposed to tell anyone. Have you listened to it yet?
No.
Oh, I know something you don't know. So I have, because I mean, at this stage, I think we can call it. John is like literally like our bestest friend.
We are hashtag blessed, ladies and gents.
Well, we are like John. It, like if I renew my vows, Dave's out and John's in. That's all I'm saying.
Harsh.
It's really fucking good.
Okay.
I can't wait to review it.
25th of April on Heavy Psych Sounds.
Such a good fit for them as well.
However, it's also up against the new Employed to Serve album, Fallen Star, on the 25th.
We've already done a reaction to that new single. That track sounds fucking amazing, and Employed to Serve do not ever disappoint. So,
Spine Farm Records putting that one out. And then, just announced in the last week, Eyes and Spinner is out on the 25th.
Fucking nowhere. On prosthetic, has there ever been a better fit for a record label and a band ever? Like, Eyes are about to explode.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like,
we've been saying this for 2 albums already.
Yeah.
People need to start listening.
That new single that they dropped, that teaser single is what? Like less than a minute long.
Yeah.
And it is a hoof in the balls.
100%.
Fucking awesome, man.
Recorded and mixed by Jakob Bredel as well.
Of course it fucking is. Why change things that work?
Yes. Moving into anything else for April you want to mention?
I did see Landmarks have got a new album coming out on a rising empire called The Darkest Place I've Ever Been. I will check that out. I don't know if you will check that out. I don't know if we'll check that out. And
Is
then
that Landmarks with a V?
V.
Is that,
Yeah,
that
the V.
Right.
I mean, it's the Roadrunner years, but it might be worthwhile checking out. True to the Game by Madball, which I think it's a collection of the stuff when they were on Roadrunner. Which I memory serves, that's the Madball I remember, because then they were on things like Super Rock and on their collection DVDs and all the rest.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best era of Madball. I get a feeling it probably isn't if it was on Roadrunner. So there'll probably be stuff before that I need to go and check out. But the other one I want to mention is on Roadrunner, but Teenage Mortgage have a brand new album coming out called Devil Ultrasonic Dream, which I will also check out.
Interesting. Moving into May, a slightly less amount of releases at this moment, but
there is potentially, if you look at this year, there's a couple of big hitters.
Yep,
coming in
sure. First one, 9th of May. We've reacted to the title track, Behemoth, the shit of God. OV God.
I mean, the single was fine for what it was, but it doesn't, for a band whose press statement basically said, "This is the best we've ever been." I was underwhelmed.
Yeah.
So.
We've also got a new Wounded Touch album coming out on the 16th. We reviewed their last one. It's called A Vivid Depiction of Collapse. Quite enjoyed that last release, so interested to hear where this one goes. Also on the 16th, the Callous Dow Boys.
I mean, that's the big one for me. That's the one where I'm like shit's about to get fucking reels.
I Don't Want to See You in Heaven. Out on the 16th on MNRK Heavy. Also on the 16th, Pelican. I've got a new release coming out.
I will check that out 100%. I have so much time for Pelican. It's unbelievable. The older I get, the more I like them. The more I'm just like, I appreciate what you do, Pelican.
Flickering Resonance, it's called. Out on the 16th. We've also got a new Witchcraft album coming out on the 23rd of May.
Oh, yes, we do.
IDAG.
We have a dick measuring contest there as to who reviews it. And let's just put it this way, I'm feeling confident. So
we'll see. I listened to this. What did you think of the single? Did you listen to
it? No, I purposely not listened to it.
Alright.
I'm trying to be better. I feel like last year I spent too much time listening to pre-release singles. I'm saving it for reaction. So unless we're doing a reaction on something, I'm going to try and not listen to singles,
right?
So I can get there, because I felt like in some ways it aided me, in other ways it completely worked against me. Where I had a definitive feel for what I thought I was going to get, and I was like, not what I thought I was going to get.
Okay. That's out the 23rd. 30th of May, two biggies for me. First one, Wormrot TNT, out on Earache Records. Really dig that band, grindcore band. I think they're still a three-piece. They've gone through some lineup changes, but looking forward to that one. The big one though, and the single was fucking majestic. Rivers of Nile, self-released. Self-titled album out on the 30th.
It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be fucking awesome. You know it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. Yeah. And I'm not although in saying that they were fucking incredible live, but I'm not the biggest River and Nels fan, but I am coming around to them very much so in my age.
Yeah, that last album for me was fucking amazing. So
it was really fucking good.
Looking forward to this one. Only the one album I've got down for June, which was King Parrot. We mentioned earlier in the podcast, A Young Person's Guide to King Parrot, out on the 6th of June. If you like a bit of Australian grindcore, that one's been confirmed. That's my confirmed list. Anything else you want to add to that?
Because I want to shit on it from a great height, and I know I'm gonna, because every time I hear someone go, they're doing Screaming now, this is the time to get excited. Architects have an album out.
We reacted to one of the tracks.
Sometime in the first couple, I don't think we're far away from it. It may be February or March release. It may be this month actually.
That's right.
Yeah, I couldn't be less fucking interested. See when people are like that, oh, they're screaming now, so that that for whatever reason makes them better songwriters. The songs are still poorly fucking written.
But they did a bleh, Duncan. They did a bleh.
They did a bleh, but the music underneath it was the most boring riff I've ever fucking heard. For a band that used to be angular, edgy, and really, really, really fucking good, they are about as beige as your grandmother's curtains. And they're pretty beige.
Okay. Moving on to category 2, which is unconfirmed release date.
Yep.
But we know there's something coming.
Something is coming.
Something's in the water, Duncan. I'm going to start off with my boys from Chico, California, because they've posted about it a few times. I know it's done. I know it's in the bag. We're just waiting on a release date. Armed for Apocalypse have another album coming out. It's been recorded with Kurt Ballou already.
It's going to be amazing,
and it's just ready to go. So yeah, I'm so we're still we're only in February, so like I think there's
plenty of time. Yeah,
very good chance that's coming this year. Really looking forward to hearing what those guys do. What else we got? Arden, the UK metal band.
They got another one coming out.
They have just recorded with Justin Hill of Sixth fame. Is now like producing stuff. So they've got another album coming out. Again, these are no release dates yet, but they have posted that the album is done, is recorded.
Cool.
I tell you what I'm really excited about. Do you remember a band called Edge of Haze?
I do remember Edge of Haze. Were they a smart band? Did I get that wrong?
Oh, I don't know actually.
I liked them though. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, really enjoyed what they put out in the past. They've kind of gone through maybe a rebranding you would call it. I don't know. So they're now called Royal Sorrow.
Okay, like that. That's cool.
And they have signed with Inside Out.
Ooh.
Also of many other band fame.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So they've put out one single, maybe two singles. So I'm assuming there's going to be something coming out. There's no release date yet, but like what I'm hearing so far, yeah. So if you were a fan of Edge of Haze, then check out Royal Sorrow. Couple of singles out already. Raunchy, also.
I mean, yeah, I'm very, 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 very. I love Raunchy probably more than any person should love a band. And I've been on that train for a long time now.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what we get. Like, I think they're at their best when the kind of 80s fucking Duran pop hooks are on full display with a kind of techie, like the triple picky stuff in the background is tight as fuck. I think they have sometimes been afraid to lean more into that, which is fine. But yeah, like if they're coming back, I would like to think they're coming back for an important reason. So yes, very much looking forward to that.
Interested to hear that because I think they now have, and I'm assuming it's still the same, the guy who was singing for Intervals.
That's right, yeah.
He was now the raunchy vocalist. I loved his voice on the Interval stuff. That wasn't the instrumental stuff, but that'll be very cool to hear. Black Grade, for fans of the old black metal, they have a new album called 3, which is coming out at some point this year. No release date yet, but again, that band seemed to be building a lot, getting a lot of traction.
Previous album was fine.
Yeah.
I know we've got people that write for the site that think it's the fucking best thing ever. I am not there. So I'm waiting to be there. I want to get there, Dave, but I'm not there yet.
Okay. Not bought a ticket yet, but possibly in the future. A band that kind of links into our full podcast we're doing in this month, Down.
We've got... We never mentioned Skill either.
Skill, yeah. Well,
Skill,
it's a February release, isn't it?
Yeah, which we're almost there, so we'll get a little taste of Phil Anselmo before we get the main course.
Yeah,
that one is the hors d'oeuvre. The main course is the next Down album.
Yeah.
which is going to be an album. So they did some
Yep.
EPs and then went on hiatus. So
Yep.
it's going to be fucking.
Kirk has confirmed it's a 10-track release, and it's sounding awesome apparently. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool to hear. What's your thoughts on a new Fear Factory album?
I mean, right. So
Right. So
do we need it?
do
No.
we want it?
Do we want it? No. Will I check out when it comes out? Yes.
Yes.
I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I've seen some live footage of the new vocalist, and he sounds like Burton C. Bell if Burton C. Bell could actually do the melody live. That being said, at this point, the problem with Fear Factory is they were so iconic with what they did, and so ahead of everyone else. Everyone else is now so far ahead of them that I get the feeling that I'm going to listen to it and be completely underwhelmed.
Possibly. I think it might happen sooner than later. I know they were supposed to be going on tour with someone. Who was it now? That's quite a big band they were going on tour with, but I think that's been cancelled. So I think it's moved their recording schedule up a bit quicker than they
Was that the
thought.
Cold Chamber?
I think it might have been the Cold Chamber one.
Cold Chamber Cold. Yeah.
So it sounds like they're going to be recording fairly soon. We've also got Hatebreed working on a new album in 2024. They are currently looking at labels and producers for their new album. So
Cool.
I'm assuming that's going to probably come this year at some point. I do like a bit of Hatebreed myself. One that we know is done. We've reacted to one of the singles already. Poison the Well have a new album coming out. Date to be confirmed, but it's on Sharp Tone Records.
Yep.
Looking forward to that.
That single was fucking great.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just wanted it to be twice the length. Revocation, I've got a new single out as well.
Cool.
Album release date to be confirmed on Metal Blade Records. This one, I mean, it could be this year. They've been working on material since, I think it said 2023. Mastodon.
I don't think we'll get a Mastodon album this year.
Nah, do you not?
No. I've got a feeling that we know more about it.
Yeah.
They're so high profile now. It's the same way that I read a list somewhere and they were that Gojira, a new album this year, and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's like we would know more about it if it was going to happen. And the lead-in time for those sorts of bands is months and months for singles. Like the labels start teasing that shit early. If we're in February and we don't have anything confirmed that they actually have recorded an album yet, we ain't getting it this year.
I loved the statement from Drain. They said, good news is we're going to lay low for a bit. Bad news is we've got a new record coming out in 2025.
I mean, we missed them on that tour, and it was at Cow, so fuck that. But we missed them coming over. Drain are, like, to me, one of the more exciting hardcore bands on the planet right now, so yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sangwasugabog.
Yes.
Writing for LP3 is currently happening.
That'll be out this year. You can't. They're not. Let's record and then let's shelve it for a year.
No.
They're let's get it done. Let's get out. Let's tour. Band.
Yeah.
So
the band said, simple, to the point. I love it. Well, we love it too. What else we got? Mastiff. They were heading into the studio with Joe Clayton in February this month. So we've got to imagine that's going to be in the works for a release later in the year.
Yep.
The new Grievo album is also recorded. Love that band. If you like shoegaze, then Grievo are awesome. A band that we reviewed their album, was that last year or the year before? Guts with a GH, UTS.
It was the start of last year.
Was it? So they're back in the studio this February. Yep, they're back in the studio this month, working on their next release. Biohazard confirmed they were in the studio in December.
That's a curiosity, man. That is a curiosity because they're touring this month. I think are they playing Glasgow this month or next month?
I think it might be March. Yeah, I think it's coming up. Yeah,
so it's not far away. There's a curiosity of me that wonders what that might actually sound like.
Yeah,
Like having done the Cro-Mag stuff not that long ago, and being like that's like, yeah, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what Biohazard has in it. I was never the biggest, even going back and listening to some of that stuff now with my kind of more amenable, hardcore feelings. I still go back and go at that. I get it, but there's better bands.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm looking forward to that one. So they were in the studio in December last year. Clutch also been in the studio.
Yep.
Confirmed by Neil Fallon. So
They tend to have quick turnarounds as albums. They're in charge of everything, so they put out their own albums and whatnot. So I imagine I would put down safe money this year.
Yep. Also in the studio last October, Limp Bizkit. Also recording material. I don't know if it's an EP or an album or what they're doing, but
who cares? Give me it. You know what? Like, time has been kind to Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Like they're going through a bit of a renaissance at the moment via TikTok and all the rest. People, the same with like not that I want to spend too much time talking about Creed. Did you read the headline that Creed successfully scored their first? I think it was their first like Billboard top 10 in their career, like just like 3 weeks ago, because of TikTok.
Yeah.
Because people are posting these like short videos, like all I want is the like beer or like fucking White Monster or White Claws or whatever in Creed. They've become huge. Like Limp Bizkit have done the same thing. There are kids now. There are Gen Zers who are unapologetically finding Limp Bizkit and going like that. This fucking slaps. I want to have a good time and jump around with my friends, and Limp Bizkit is just full of that. My wife is taking my 10-year-old daughter to see Limp Bizkit live in concert, and I'm proud and also ashamed. So yeah, I will like that last album. It still sucks to me. Was like, apart from a couple of tracks which were maybe a little bit, the rest of it was fun as fuck. So yeah.
Okay.
Fuck you, Dave. You just need to get behind it.
No.
Not everything has to be so serious.
No. Okay. Power Trip, we just saw a couple of nights ago in Glasgow. Working on a new album as well. Release date to be confirmed.
I'm gonna put it right here, right now. Limp Bizkit's new album would be better. Come for me, internet.
Brian Fair from Shadows Fall says their new album is a full throttle thrasher.
Once again, they're a band to me that have maybe 2 albums that I think are great and like a bunch of mediocre stuff. They've been away for a while. That I'm hoping that the hunger is there to give me the stuff that I want, because those 2 standout albums are fucking awesome.
Yep.
So
a new album from Shadows Fall as well. Despised Icon they've been working on material for a little while. They put out a new single in November last year. So I imagine that's not too far away. Zerath are back as well, a band that I fucking loved. Just for me. They started writing new material last year, kind of September time. Impure Wilhelmina.
Right, this is one I am excited about, because that kind of previous covers thing they did was alright for whatever it was, but let's get away and let's just focus on the album and the fact that we saw them live and it sounded just as good live. So yes. I want a new Impure Wilhelmina album. So
they were recording in November 2024. They have got a new album that's going to be released on Season of Mist, so that'll be, I'm assuming, this year. Cool. Conjurer as well have been in writing mode. I don't imagine details will be far away on that one as well. That last album, Pathos was awesome, man. Killer. And also saw just yesterday, Psychonaut are in the studio recording a new album as well.
Where did they find the time?
Don't know. So that's the kind of ones that I could find information on. Anything else you want to add to that list?
9 Inch Nails. It will be out this year.
Do you think?
Well, the tour is happening, so I get the feeling that they will have something that will come out that will coincide with the tour.
Right. Okay.
Is it Peel It Back? Is that? I'm trying to remember. Is that the name of the tour? Which makes me think that's the name of the album. It's like the Peel It Back tour or Peel It can't remember. Peel is in the John Peel,
Okay.
founder of the Police, and famous radio DJ. I would suspect their output at the moment, him and Atticus Ross, their output is absolutely fucking insane. Not only are they just like out there just picking up like awards for soundtracks, but they dropped another soundtrack for that fucking thing you've just seen where they did from Whiplash.
Oh yeah,
They did the whole score for that.
Yep.
Where he has the time to do that, but he's actively said there's an Nine Inch Nails album coming out. I would suspect this year. So
yeah. Korn have also said the same. They're working on material. Head has said classic, vintage Korn with a twist. Okay.
I think when he said that, what he actually said was vintage Korn with that. Think is how he said it, Dave.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what he said. And what happened was like subtitles come up and it just said twist.
The other one that's like maybe but unsure because they've said this 2 years in a row. Loathe said.
When is this? This album was supposed to be out like
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Like end of the year 2 years ago, or like that. Loathe have said that they're is ready to rock.
And then 2024 they said, and I quote, absolutely releasing a new album in 2024. Where was it? Where? So I mean,
where it's no in my fucking ears. Fucks up with that, Loathe.
I know.
Yeah, I would suspect this year.
Come on.
If they're saying that it's coming out. Are we going to talk about Slipknot?
I mean, what
Listen,
category is that for?
Big Jim Root has said he will leak it online.
He will leak it online.
He will go straight to Napster, which isn't a thing anymore. He will just put it out there.
So
on LimeWire.
I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest.
I don't care. Like, they could tell me right now they are writing a new album and I could not give less of a fuck, right? But this is their art experimental project. I thought the previous album was supposed to be the art experimental project. You know what it sounded like? Sad men trying to sound relevant. So I could not give less of a fuck. I think if you've held this back for as long as you have and you came off Roadrunner, and you're now been off Roadrunner, what, a year? And you haven't put this album out yet, there's a reason behind that. And if I had to guess, I would say it's probably shame. So
I feel like when you've just introduced a brand new drummer like Eloy at the band, like, capitalize on that. Like,
do something with him, because he's really good.
Fuck your experimental shit, man. Just
like that. Not like you've played none of it live. And
you probably will never play it live either.
And like the stuff was written years ago.
Get the fuck. Get in the bin.
Yeah, I mean, is that way where like there's a lost director's cut of a movie and you're like, all right, I'll check this, and you sit there and you're watching it like that. This is why like this is why sometimes studios are right. This is sometimes why record labels are right. If Roadrunner was like that, we could literally make all the money in the world from Slipknot through merchandising and all the rest, and we have something to release, and Roadrunner was like, I get the feeling it's probably not great.
Yeah.
And it's not because they were worried about damaging Slipknot's reputation, because they don't give a fuck about that. Because it will shift units and it will shift merch and they don't care. The fact it didn't come out is usually a big old warning sign that it wasn't very good to begin with.
True. So my third category is nothing mentioned, but what are you hoping for? What would you like to hear in 2025?
Well, Tool technically have said they are going into the studio this summer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They've said they're earmarking a couple of months and they are going in the studio this summer to write a new album. In a weird world, that writing session happens within a month. Everything sounds great. The band are all loving it, and it comes out in December.
December 2032.
I actually think we will have a Tool album next year.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think we will. I think they are now getting to a certain age. Fucking Big Carey's like 63. They're gonna get to a certain point where they can't fuck around. If they want to do stuff with Tool, they have to like capitalize on the time. They can't take
Yeah.
fucking 10 years between album releases, because like age is going to eventually make that not possible.
Yeah.
So I get the feeling that the timeline between releases will be pretty. I also think Tool are one of those bands that will just be like that. We're not doing this anymore, and just not do it anymore. Like I get the feeling they're that sort of band. But yeah, they are supposed to be going in this year in a weird world where everything goes. The stars are all aligned. We get a Tool album this year. Don't think it'll happen.
What about Deftones? They posted that they were working with a producer on some.
They are actively writing stuff for an album, but they are also touring this year. So, and that includes European dates where Big Steven's because he believes the Earth's flat. Fucking moron, man. Honestly, believes the Earth's flat. Won't go on a plane, even though they toured the world before. He's been on planes and been to Japan, so like I don't know what he thinks has changed in the last. Fucking absolute moron. But yet I could see Deftones recording this year. I can't see a Deftones album going this year.
One album that I'm hoping and praying for, and it's been teased and it's been talked about and all sorts, but I really need a new album from The Contortionists this year, Duncan. It needs to happen.
It's been a while.
Too long. Far too long. That band are just so underrated, man. Like, how they just need to be heard by more people. Like, The Contortionists are such a good band. And yeah, the last couple of albums have just their sound is just getting even bigger and better. I really need a new album from them. Also sharing ideas musically at the moment are a little new metal band called Mudvayne. Are you interested in a new Mudvayne?
I don't know. Like the thing, right? Here's the quandary that you fall into when talking about Mudvayne. Mudvayne have, in my opinion, right, two incredible albums. Right. So I think LD50 and the one that came after, which I can't remember the name of, I think both those albums are incredible albums. And then you got the album after that, which was like the really commercial, really successful album, where they had songs like Happy and shit like that. And it wasn't as good. And then they had that album which had the blue cover, which was dog shit. And then he went off and did Hell Yeah and everything else. There was about fucking 75 million. And they're back doing the stuff.
Yeah.
My problem is the Mudvayne I liked, right? The one that I loved.
Yeah.
Released an album over 20 years ago that I loved. And the sound progressively moved away from that sound.
Yep.
Which makes me think that the Mudvayne I get in 2025 or 26 does not sound, even though the musicianship is of the caliber that they would be able to do it, will not sound like the two albums I love.
True.
That's my view, and that's really better. I don't dispute that they'd be able to put out something fine. It's just the version I want is much more technical, much more progressive, and much more interesting than I think they'll want to do. At the ages they're at now, their drummer was older than, I think their drummer was like 10 years older than the rest of the band then.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in his late 50s. So.
Yep. What else? We spoke about this in the car the other night, going to or coming back from Pantera. King Woman.
We need it. Is all I can say. We need it. I need it personally. That previous release, Celestial Blues, I still listen to. I absolutely fucking adore it. It's an amazing album, flawless. It's an absolute. I stand by what I said then. There is not a second of that I would change, like even like a level on. It is a fucking flawless album. They've been more active with live stuff recently. They've obviously come off the back of contributing a brand new song to the I Saw the TV Glow soundtrack, which was fucking great. You gotta think, if you're going into the studio to record a new song for a soundtrack, you gotta think that while you're in there, you're maybe thinking to yourself. Or you've already got an album and you're like, I could give this one to this soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think we're probably. I think that's a safe-ish bet. I need that. I need it, man.
That's 4 years since Celestial Blues.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Good album.
What else? Another album that's been 4 years. Mole put out their last album 4 years ago.
Yes, and they have said that they're doing stuff. So
Yep.
maybe not in the studio, but they were at least writing. So they've had a personnel change as well, which will be interesting to see how that affects them.
Yep. Turnstile, also 4 years since Glow On.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking the COVID has just destroyed everything. Like time is no longer it has no longer meanings or anything. Yeah, they will 100%. You gotta think. You gotta think.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to check out. They haven't put a foot wrong yet for me yet. So,
what else we got? 3 years since the release of Unmaker by LLNN. New vocalist. Maybe.
I think if they're not touring with, if they're not all in every other band in Denmark.
Well, this is the issue we have here. The vocalist is also in Eyes as well, and then there's all sorts of other side projects.
Tell you what, I would love.
Oh yeah.
A new Genghis Tron album.
Oh. I bought that on vinyl at Christmas.
Did you?
That last album, yeah.
Oh, have you listened to it yet?
Oh yeah.
It's good on vinyl.
It's sexy as fuck, yeah. It absolutely is. Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
That album
that would be good.
So fucking much, man. So much.
Pig Destroyer.
Oh,
7 years since Head Cage.
they've been out touring as well, so you got to think.
Car Bomb's another one. There's got to be something coming from Car Bomb.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what
they teased something recently, but it was a live album, and I was like, "Fuck you, Car Bomb."
Yeah. One that when we were at a gig in Glasgow, I think it was Greenlawn, we bumped into the singer of Boss Colloid.
Yes.
And he'd mentioned there was some things going on label-wise with the band, which makes me think
Something
they
in
are,
the pipeline,
yeah, they are working on something. So that would be quite nice if we got a new Boss Colloid album. That's been a while since that last album.
It's about 3 years as well.
Yeah.
I think.
What else? I mean, I'll throw it out there because they've just announced a wee show, but Tony Danza, it would be good to hear a new Tony Danza album.
I think you're probably more on the money with something from them. I
Yeah.
think they feel like a band that have a quick turnaround when they want to do stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably a safe bet.
I mean, it looks like there's possibly going to be something from Sleep Token after that recent announcement.
Yeah, I saw there was some viral thing that went out where they're kind of teasing it. Fine. Yeah. People, I know people that'll be very excited. My wife will be over the moon with that. But
a couple of kind of smaller or more underground bands. It Dies Today got back together.
Yep.
They put out a new single it was September last year, which a band I always liked, like a early 2000s kind of metalcore band. Always had really interesting ideas, like rhythmically, and some really good vocals as well. So I'd be interested to hear a new release from them. Blood Duster also announced some live shows with the original lineup, which would be like, that would be amazing if they just decide to do one more. But I don't know. I doubt it'll happen, but it would be.
You never know.
We can dream about that one. Anything else that was on my list?
You think Napalm Death, is that a safe bet? They're
Ooh.
touring a lot, man.
They
They're
are.
about to go out and tour again.
Yep.
You kind of think that they're a band that not too much time will probably pass before they're like that. We'll probably not get another album.
Yep.
Last album's fucking the tits, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that would be good. I wouldn't say no on a new Napalm album. Yeah, that's I think pretty much most of the stuff I had on my list. Anything else? No.
And from my point of view, that's pretty much, like I said, like to me, the big wish list item for me overall this year from bands that haven't really done like announced much in the way of anything is Nine Inch Nails. Yeah. Surprise. Which I do think is likely to happen this year. So
yeah. Hopefully. So that's the stuff we know about. We are kind of in between about. where there's no release date, and then stuff we are like just hoping and praying for. But let us know if there's something that you're looking forward to we haven't mentioned, or maybe just something you're looking forward to, or something you're hoping for that might come out in 2025. Let's hear your picks for 2025. That's our upcoming releases, stuff we're looking forward to. As I say, send us a comment, send us a message, let us know what you're looking forward to.